Hello, hello, hello. So the question today is, do we continue the good old save that we have had, or do we go ahead and make a new one with the new settings to make it more challenging? We might even go and take the Baronax save and give the AI a few more engineers to make them develop quicker. Do I think the game will ever have multiplayer? Probably not this year's version, I would think. Norway has a different time zone to planet Earth. Am I late again? No. Am I? EKK bullying me, as usual. Voice is a little bit messed up today. So we'll have to see how long it holds. Hello, Sharif, Ethan, Johnny. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure what we do today. Do we want to try and mess around with the editor? Test one of the editor's games on Steam? On stream? Or do we go back to the good old Baronax? Or maybe even go here, edit this save and make them more competitive. Because that could be what we end up doing. I'm a little bit unsure. Hello, Pitbreak. Hello to Brent. What's the best way to develop with Mercedes? Interestingly enough, I have a video kind of covering that. It kind of gives you everything you need to get Mercedes up and running. I was also thinking that we might just go ahead and do the AI changes on the existing save. At least the engineer one, because that's a very, very simple fix that makes them actually develop quite a bit. The Mercedes video was on hard, yes. Hello, Hamburger. Hello, Damien. That's that beautiful voice. It's a little bit one today, let's just put it like that. So we'll have to see how long it lasts. Good day from Australia. Good afternoon from Norway. Quite a funny moment at Baku. I'll stick around for long, just saying hi and the game. Good channel, you could grow like you deserve. Thank you, Callum. I appreciate that. Create a poll? We could do that. We could probably do that if I figure out how. I think I figured it out. Unfortunately, my poll is now actually hiding the chat, which is not not ideal. But I'm leaning personally towards that we just go ahead and edit this save to make the AI a bit more competitive. Because with how the car currently is, we're actually struggling probably a little bit more than we should to get points. And that is mainly just due to driver differences for the most part. Which is an interesting aspect, honestly. I'd like to see the engineers change on a new save. It would be interesting to see if it changes my early game decisions. At the current, more will go wrong. It could, but at the same time, we have spent a lot of time on stream with this one. with Gaming Baronax another reincarnation, it would be the third version, and then we end up with the fourth most likely. And honestly, if we do make a new save, what we're basically just going to do, I think for the most part, is just stream through the first season, which could be interesting because then we might be able to compare at the end. But as I said, we'll have to see how long I can stream to the Esther voices kind of giving out a little bit. But it seems like we are leaning towards a new save for the most part. Did I see that the Flame 8 was happy he made a video? No, I haven't seen that, but if he's happy, then I appreciate it. The only reason why the video was made was because of Flame 8, to be fair, figuring that out. So, dude needs his props. If anything, you should praise him more than you praise me for that one. Just say, try the AI development tips on Reddit, and it's really enjoyable. No, I just want to say thank you for helping me with getting competitive again. It's a lot different to last year's game. Merc can be kind of difficult because they still expect second place, so yeah, kind of weird. He's not buying me a mansion. Well, I haven't reached PewDiePie numbers yet. You know the deal. Let's see. I think the poll has decided that we go new. And then I think we might just wait with the current one, revisit it once we have the next patch. Unfortunately, we didn't get a patch today. Because honestly, with my luck, I would kind of assume that we would get one. But honestly, this will also work as a tutorial for everyone that wants to, know exactly how you go about changing the save. So let's see if we can make this happen. And I guess we do it and create a team. I think create a team would be the thing to do here. Didn't even get an update when the patch is coming, what's going on. Yeah. You can actually do a lot of stuff here. So honestly, we could also just sit around for like 10-15 minutes messing around with the save editor. But before that, we are going to have to make a new save, because this is a save editor. It doesn't edit the base game in any way, shape, or form. It just edits your save. So let's head back to main menu and create a new team. And I'm taking suggestions for this one. Should we start a little bit stronger to just see how the AI fix works? Or should we still have a weak start? What are we feeling here? Great team would be easy to compare. Yeah, we'd have to just start with the kind of same car, though. I think, which means that we are going to be simming a lot of the first season. Just to start, what did I do? We're just messing around with the AI development fix, which is save editing. Unlike the AI dev fix does a lot, it's still really bad development. The thing is, though, it already doubles their current development, right? Because the way the AI does it right now, they do it balanced. They will still do it balanced. That doesn't change. Sliders will still be in the middle. But what limits the AI's development at this point is mainly just the fact that they need 5 engineers per project. So instead of putting each engineer to 20, the fact that they don't really use CFD, limit the player to, without those same CFD limitations, you end up in a situation where the AI will develop at least twice as much, and you will not, as the player, have huge jumps due to taking advantage of CFD. Hello, Fabricio. You're adjusting engineers for your AI. Can you adjust the cost cap for your team so you're not paying twice for engines? I don't know if you can do that, but we can have a look. When you say simming, you're going to do development, but some all quality and racing. We're probably going to do some of it, but probably again just sim the race where we know we're finishing, 19th, 20th, something like that. Hola Pinto. Do I think the upcoming patch will require fresh save? I don't know. If I start mid, you can see if lower teams fall off, and if you can keep up with the best teams. Maybe a 2-star start, but we're still at 2 million. Did the update end up fixing the affiliate driver prices? Because two drivers gonna start way on 6 million a piece and I can't find them. It should have fixed that issue, yeah, Ryan. Are any option copy the driver stats for all stage new one? Nah, you're gonna have to manually correct that one, I think. Unless someone released a database edit. You can also, again, manually buff the AI array. But basically, the way that this fixed that Playmate made is basically just like give every team 20 engineers from the get-go. Means they will always be able to run full projects. Limit the CFD usage of kind of everyone kind of equally, so the player has the same amount of safety as the AI to some degree. And yeah, they're still not very good at research, so it might be still more beneficial to buff them manually to some degree. But that will probably be after the 25 season, where the AI, you know, when the big research regulation change happens, anyways. Should we be the Baronex AI fix? Or do we have a better idea, anyone? Did I do both the engineer and safety fix? No, we're gonna probably set that up now, so we can go through it if anyone wants to see. Yeah, because after 25 seasons, when the AI just gets completely destroyed due to their inability to research properly for the regulation change. Do we have a better idea for the team, or should I just go with the Baronex fix? But yeah, the question here is just where do we want to start with the car performance? Do I want to be able to, you know, race immediately, or do we want to delay it a little bit? So we have to sim for a while, which honestly, I probably should have sat down and just simmed the first season earlier today, but I just haven't had much time. And we can actually be a little bit cheeky if we really want to and remove the weather center to hospitality area. We're just gonna make weather even more confusing. I think I should be able to compete for points. I might explain how I won 24 races after 2025. Yeah, the first season is really bad financially, so if we want to be consistently in the points, we're probably going to need a level 3 car performance. Level 1, you're at the back of the grid behind Sauber. Level 2, you're barely ahead of them. Level 3, you are basically outside the points, but capable of fighting for them if you have great strategy or with a couple of upgrades. So if we want to try and get for points here, we could go with a level 3 car performance. That way we won't have to sim the entirety of the first season. I feel like on hard, engineer fix is enough. Safety fix is overkill with level 1 safety facilities. Kinda is. I don't disagree. Do we go with the same drivers, or do we have any new wishes? Level 3 car performance is noob mode. To be fair, you're not wrong. Again, the question just here is how much do we want to sim? Do we want to do another worst team start with the fix just to compare? Because I don't mind. Bringing Lawson this time? What we could do is... what we could do also is actually use the save editor to bring in Antonelli as one of our drivers. Lawson, Maloney, Kimura. Lawson will just complain about the car. Is Lawson tier 2 then, maybe? Seems like it. Yeah, he's 79 rated. Olsen and Antonelli, Fittipaldi brothers. Flush. The AI fix is basically done with a modding tool. It's not a official Frontier fix. Franco Colapinto. The Flash is the lowest rated like real drive you can get here. Colapinto is 20 years old, 68 rated. Again, the drivers actually do matter quite a bit, which is the interesting part here. Pia ruined my first set. Yeah, that's kind of also why I'm kind of worried here. If we're gonna sim first season, we need some drivers that aren't gonna immediately bend the car. Behrman and Antonelli bring the Prema boys up. Honestly, we could be Prema. Do Vettel and Latifi? Damn. So in the last one, no counts. We're just testing out the new AI fix to see how it treats us. I do like the idea of using Prema, but I feel like I've used Behrman a little bit too much. Kimi and Kimi. To be fair, what we can do for now is say we do this. And then once we get into the editor, we can take a look at what we have available to us. The staff, I guess we're going back to the level 1 generated ones. And we are going to probably have a lot of complaints the first year, particularly with these race engineers. Fury whips. Yeah, that madman made Verstappen an affiliate for 100 million. We don't know when the next patch is coming, Cast. I'm still going to stick with Mercedes because I feel like this is almost a requirement in Creative Team first season to pick Mercedes, just because if you don't, a single crash is going to most likely bring you into firing range. Which sounds terrible, but it is the truth. I guess today we're going to go with a bright pink color instead of the purple one. Double DNF every race? No, don't curse me like that. Does anyone have any good ideas here? I'm just gonna go ahead and close the vote here. Should have done that a little while ago. Sorry for keeping it for so long. There's no new update, John. It's basically just a save editing update. Pink and black. That actually kind of works. Not gonna lie. Just as a base on the car there, kind of works. Bring back BBT. Silver, black. A yellow car, I think red. Could add in some silver. Sim. Just how light do we want our silver? Keep this as team colors, and then we can just go carbon fiber if we feel the need. There's no yellow car in the grid. How about doing everything worse, including engine and drivers? I think that is going to require a restart or two. Because again, with the financials you have in the first season, you are going to ruin the cost cap if you just have 2-3 bad crashes. Let's see if you can not get fired. That would be a little bit of a challenge. Could we force India save one day? Yeah. I think for now we're just gonna live with probably that initial one did kind of look good, but we could also do something with like this one. At least this stands out on the grid, I guess. They took all of my pink. I kind of like this one. But I did honestly like it better when there was kind of black, but carbon does have the kind of nails. But then again, I am kind of the type that does like just simple designs, simple, sleek designs, if you will. So I'm a little bit boring in that regard. He's like staying off the curbs is OP again. Wouldn't surprise me. You do save a bit of tire wear. You're a little bit slow, but that's kind of how it worked in the last game too. So we might have to go explore that a little bit. If then do the real sponsor mods. I'm gonna have to download that mod then to apply that. Is Kush mainly the second best young driver after Antonelli? We can actually check that. Gonna be, as I said, jumping into the save video. Finished first season last night with Renault engine. One star everything else. Finished 8th with 2 million in the bank. Just all pink. I do love that we're going with grey caps and pink suits. And then pink helmets. But yeah, basically, let's go into the editor. Then we'll decide on drivers. There's a lot of strong opinions every which way. I think portaling Antonelli up just to see just how insane of a growth he has could be fun. That's kind of a side objective. Although he's probably going to be mentally destroyed because everyone is at the start of the series. And the best thing is, if we don't like the team name, we can also fix that in the editor. So no big deal. Okay, let us save. A new save. Then we will head to the editor. Now, hopefully I've set everything up correct pre-stream, and I don't embarrass myself when I click this button. I guess we'll see. Hey, it worked. We're now on the stream. Now I just need to go ahead and find my save games. It's probably going to be not too difficult. Should be this one. There we are. Again, this is just a browser editor, so you don't need to download anything. You just go to save.f1setup.it and put your save in the browser. You get everything kind of sorted. Why not the narrow colors? Honestly, I probably should do that at one point. Did Frontier release anything about how the saves went? We haven't heard anything, Milan. Antonelli Behrman for best growth? Well, the thing is that you can actually check that. So if we go into people, and if it is this one, because you can't really see the full one, but this is basically how quickly they improve. And as you can see, the highest improvement in the game is actually Mick Edwards. But Antonelli is actually the third fastest. Solov actually has a pretty high improvement rate too, at 87. A jar at 85. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. A Kushmani as well as 85. Gasly actually has 82. That's kind of insane for his age. Generally, you lose about 5 points a year. That is quite insane right there. I signed Lindblad as an affiliate, but don't know if it's worth it because he might not hit his peak. Well, to be fair, you can. Doesn't hurt trying. Ajani is a big upgrade. Didn't know Miami was in India. Where's Colapinto on that list? Do this. And then he is 71. That's his current improvement rate. Which, interestingly enough, is the same as Bustamante's. And Duan. So, yeah. Kind of wonky right there. But we could do some fun things. We could edit the improvement rates if we want to. See how quickly a max one shoots to the roof, for instance, if we really, really want to. Gas rate's busted. I would reduce this improvement in my new Sage at least to 80, 60. Yeah, the improvement here in this one is basically the same as the improvement rate. What is this graph? We're basically just looking at driver stats in the editor, but I think we are going to see what we can do with Antonelli. And again, we can just swap contracts here. And we need to find our drivers now, which is going to be the problem. So, pretty sure we picked Duan. Again, we can do a permanent swap, which now means that we have put Antonelli in our car. He's now stuck with Baronax driver 1. So you can actually swap in people that shouldn't be able to in this save. And as you can see, we also have retirements. So Antonelli will retire in 20 years at 37. At least that is when they're supposed to start considering it. And one of the suggestions that I did get was that we do Kimi and Kimi. Let's see if Kimi is in here even. Hey, Raikkonen is here. 80 overall, 26 development, 46 aggression. We could unretire him, but at age 44, not really going to get much done. Yeah, you can unretire people. You can unretire Vettel, yeah. Sebastian Vettel. Let's see where you are. There we have Vettel. Going to be 82 overall if we unretire him without any editing, but here's that. Grosjean, Nissani, Barrichello. So there is some interesting things to see in terms of just how many retired drivers there is. We also have Latifi, 73 rated. Aspin is actually still here as well. Schumacher. Yeah, some are just here, I think, for the sake of it. You need to make him 80 and give him a super license. Okay, I haven't actually tested if this would work yet, so if it doesn't, we're gonna be sad, I think. Yeah, that was the wrong thing to click. Okay, I think you know I want. Yeah, I know you want Colapinto of Loof. Do a mega damage save with Latifi and Stroll. These ratings are a joke. Wonder how random they are. Yeah, some of them just seem to be kind of fillers, to be fair. And again, let's be perfectly honest, the way the Frontier does ratings is not really driver ratings. They do the driver rating as a way to balance the driver and the car together instead of doing them individually. So it's kind of a weird one. How about both Shumis? I am tempted to pick up a young one, to be fair. Should be fun. It could be funny to say pick up Agile wouldn't be a terrible choice here, honestly. We could also pick up like a 60 rated driver, like Flourish, and just give them maximum development to see how that works, how quickly they improve. That's how it felt like with 22 and 23, kind of how they rated some drivers, BKK, that they had the car, but the driver would, like, if they went ahead and gave the driver the stats that they more or less deserve, they would just, outperform the car and the teammate too badly. Which is kind of a weird concept, but it's generally how I feel about some of the driver stats. Like, these stats are lower than they should be, or higher than they should be, just so that they perform within, the expected window for the car that they have at the start of the game. Which is why you sometimes see some weird stuff once drivers switch teams. So it's kind of a weird balancing choice, PKK, that I personally believe that they've done. Get Edwards. Possible do this if I have a PlayStation account, and most likely not. This is a online PC save editor. Best development is Mick Edwards, yes. So we could give him, he is 67 overall rated. We could put him in, and we could just boost that to a full 100. See what he does. I don't think so, Amra, honestly. Will smirk a bit. Do you ever intentionally block drivers in qualifying Monaco? Not really. Not fully intentionally, sometimes for fun. Can you have negative development? No, it just goes down to 0, which basically is no development. Can I at least put Colapinto into Alpine for you? That would probably ruin Alpine. I'm sorry. We could try and give them a affiliate contract, I guess. Problem here is we're gonna have to go into the save and then find them. But yeah, pick them up as an affiliate. Maybe season 2 could be a thing. But yeah, I'm probably sat there a little bit too long to figure out who we want to pick up. Again, Piastri has insane development for someone who's already 83 rated, which kind of explains why he's developed so quickly. Can I link the editor in chat? I can. Which powertrain do I think will be the biggest challenge? Probably Red Bulls. Seems to degrade the fastest. I think Agile would be a good pick to try out, yeah. We'll swap him with them, and although I think the Prema Boys could be a fun concept too. We could try that for our drivers. Would be which would be interesting. Now, in terms of the modding part here, well, to be fair, we can go through a few of the other things. You can actually have a look at the finance, the current balance of every team. So Hastyles now with just 10 million, Sauber 12. You kind of get the idea. You can kind of see everything that they're getting here. You can even have a look at the current spend cost cap, and here you can kind of see just how scuffed your created team is compared to the rest of the grid at the start of the first season. Rest of the grid has spent 46 million. You have spent 71 just to get started. So some interesting stuff going on here. Why not release every driver and see who goes where? That would also honestly be kind of fun, but I think the financials is going to kind of mess with that. So if we're going to do that, we could go ahead and give everyone, let's say, 30 million. But yeah, that could be fun. Let's see. I want to see the spending breakdown here for our team. So entry fee and power units. So we definitely paid a huge amount of entry fee compared to the rest of the grid here. And what is this? Manufacturing. I don't know why we're paying so much more manufacturing than the rest of the grid. We basically pay 4 million more than them. The science. So basically, we've done more of both of these, but more of everything. And I question the fact that there's been emergency manufacturing before the season has even begun. This feels weird, man. Rebel has spent 10 million in emergency manufacturing. We could also release every drive and see who goes where, but that's probably going to make things a little bit easier for us. Can I see how quick a Mexico is in Austria? Probably at one point. Try to get Bogdanovich, Browning, Fleur, Lindblad, and motivated. But it takes so long. Yeah. Hey, more than Red Bull, who developed their own engine. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on here with the finances. $10 million spent by it's staff, honestly. Yeah, it's light green. My bad. Yeah, it's not emergency manufacturing, it's staff. Thank you for correcting me. That makes more sense, honestly. I just saw the green here and that and just, thought it was another error. But actually, they've spent 0. So, yeah, that's my fault. It's actually staff. So, yeah, I was scuffed there. But if we really want to, we can go ahead and, terminate every single contract. Or at least the driver contracts here, if we want to see just what kind of mayhem that would cause. Release the drivers. Is that going to be a new hashtag, release the drivers? I'm honestly for it. Just release them and see what happens. But I think financially it might ruin some teams. But yeah, if that is what the people want, we can mess around with the editor even a little bit more today. See how this affects the teams. Fortunately, this is going to take a while. We need to fire 20 people. Do I need to fire the affiliates too? Or are we happy with just terminating everyone? I'll do the affiliates as well. But I want to keep my boys in case they get snatched up by someone else. And I want to see if we can actually have Antonelli run like this. Or if we need to go into the other editor to give him a super license. Because I am unsure if you can do it here. This could also be kind of funny because we're firing F2 drivers and F3 drivers at the moment. But we could also see some fun things with Haas who they pick up. The question here is now, do I go ahead and limit everyone's budget to mine? That would be too cruel. That would actually cause some problems. least we've gotten to F3, so it speed things up ever so slightly. That was the wrong... That's the wrong key. I did not want to edit your profile. I wanted to fire you. Okay, we're now getting onto the serves after terminating the entire F2 and F3 grid. Max and Alonso will go to Red Bull. To be fair, could be fun to kind of do bats and see who goes where. I'm just very curious who Haas is going to pick up. Because Haas is usually, you know, doing the weird thing. We could also fix the affiliates right now, if we wanted to. Can actually do that. As you can see, our affiliates are paid 1,605,000 a year. So if we wanted to, say, pick up a couple of affiliates to see how they develop, this would be the time to do it. See, what was that we want to do? We could pick up Edwards here. Just to see how the development is. So we want to swap Philippe with Edwards, I think. To kind of see how he's going to develop, which would be kind of, you know, fun to do. Like so. And do we have anyone else we want to develop? Chloe Chambers is the highest rated, you know, or highest improvement at least, female driver. Seems like. Does kind of look like that. Bring back Battle. We could honestly unretire everyone. Probably gonna have to make some stats then for the people we unretire, because they're gonna be really, really low rated. That's something to keep in mind. Okay, Chloe gonna swap for Courtney Benitez. Let's do it like that. Done. So we're gonna be cheating here by getting our team together until 24. So this man has a 1-year contract. Let's see, the people who have retired. Are there anyone in particular we want to unretire? Unretire Buemi, see what he does. This save is going to be very, very weird, I feel. We can unretire Bips. It's actually been retired in the game. We have De Vries. We can unretire him. Artillicler, we can probably unretire him as well. Yeah, if we find... We need to unretire the king. Let's see, anyone in particular want to unretire? Vettel, Michael Kimi. Latifi with 100 development. Let's see. Gonna unretire Raikkonen, but again, he just seems to be 80 just to be 80. Honestly, Kvyat. I'm curious if the AI is gonna pick up any one of these. But yeah, we're probably gonna have to edit some of these. So, do we want to bring back a 55-year-old Schumacher? And in that case, what? Retire every Schumacher. We'd have to edit all their stats as well, which again, I don't dare do. Let's see. Apparently, Fernando Alonso is supposed to retire at 45, by the looks of things. 99 and everything. Why you picked your driver always be cheating? Well, we picked the driver before we decided to fire everyone. And to be fair, with 2 million, we're not going to be able to pick anyone up either, so it's going to be a weird scenario. But I don't mind, just for fun here, giving Latifi 100 development. If I can find him again. Now Latifi is our highest rated man. Make Michael as good as Verstappen. The worst as possible, so one across the board. They're in the game files, Valkyrie. They just are hidden because they're retired. So what we could do with the old Schumacher here is that we could give him, say, 90 overall stats. Because that means if he gets picked up by a good team, gets good mentality, he will be 100. Okay, 5,090 reactions. Probably a little bit too much. I feel like 50 aggression is too low for Schumacher, so I want to put this up to at least 95. Unretire Kubica and Grosjean. I thought I already did. Did I miss with them? I thought I said Beckham for a second there. It is Beckman. Did I not unretire them? Let's see. Am I just blind? Did I actually unretire them? There we have Grosjean, but he is 50 overall. What do we want to do with his stats? Kind of interested with the edit that people make a retro database. Honestly, that's kind of the fun of being able to just have database edits. I don't think Button is in the game, unfortunately. Kubica, we can unretire him, but yeah, they've done 68.5 for him. And Grosjean, they just put the placeholder 50 on everything. Honestly, they've done it with quite a few of the retired drivers. But I think we need to get in the game, otherwise I'm gonna have to... This is just gonna be edited. Just editing only. Unretire De La Rosa. Give someone one smoothness. They're just gonna eat the dyers. Massa is here. But yeah, again, it's the basically. I think we might just sit down one day and make a like retro database. Have people vote on their stats, maybe something like that. Do a pre this millennia season. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can edit. You can edit staff, everything here really. So if we really wanted to be chaos, we fire every staff member as well, which probably would be a little bit easier than anything else. Ed and Senna. Honestly, since we are on the firing spree, let's make it even funnier. Now again, if you give me money, I'll fire my staff too. But with just having 2 million, we literally can't sign anymore because we don't have money for it. It's either car development or sign staff. Can't have both. To be fair, this might also help us a little bit. We might be forced to keep our staff for at least the first couple of seasons. I'm very interested actually in how this is gonna kind of, you know, mess up the grid. Because this is gonna mess up the grid in a big way. Oh, I'm firing race engineers for F2. I think that's going a little bit too far. And again, I think we might need to give some teams a bit of a financial health package to make sure that they are able to actually buy, you know, rebuy decent staff and everything. I'm wondering if this is actually just going to crash the game because of all the contract trouble. Just my main concern, actually. Oh. Go on to fire for mean versus Stella. But we can't actually fire them, but we can edit them. We can also edit our picker if we really, really want to. So, for instance, we could set our speed to maximum. And I've had someone tell me the maximum speed is 1.8 seconds. I don't think that is the case. I'm just gonna do this. We can re-edit it afterwards. But I want to see exactly how fast a max rated pit crew would be. We could also edit facilities. I think we just keep them as they are. We could mess around with car performance if we really wanted to. I don't think you can actually edit these numbers. But we could cause some trouble if we really wanted here later on. But for now, let's just get that easiest fix done. Then we'll see what we can do. I bet this breaks the game. No way they are smart enough to know what to do. I don't think so as well, so we'll have to see. What I don't understand is why tires are overheating by the safety car. Do you have no tire preservation? Are you running, say, inters on a dry surface? Because other than that, I can't understand why it should happen. 100 time Maldonado, give you maximum pace stats but no control. I think I saw Maldonado, so I don't think he's in the game. Can we rush make pass through this for AI? Probably not. To be fair though, Rob, we're kind of just messing around right now. The only thing we really need to mod to make the AI more efficient is really this, the sub-team ownership tab. And all we really need to do here is just go 20 for the staff. And that kind of... This is actually the easiest temporary fix for the AI issue. It's just to put every team at 20 engineers. And that solves most of the development issues. Well, it solves the development issues somewhat because they'll always be developing throughout the season. It does not fix the issue that, you know, they don't really do too much research. They're still pretty bad at that. Now, we could also do the CFD fix. It's going to slow us down a lot. We could do it. Do we feel the CFD fix as well? I have not seen button, unfortunately, Maddie. Just start with minimal weight on the car parts. That could make things more interesting, yeah. CFD fix really kills you if you don't have a high level wind tunnel or CFD facility. That'll slow you down a little bit, yeah. But the wind tunnel CFD facility, at least in last year's game, I haven't tested it too much in this year's, didn't have an effect on your expertise gain. And from what I saw with the test save, it doesn't really this year either. The CFD wind tunnel buildings is basically just to boost the part you're making. It doesn't have much effect on the expertise gain, if any at all. I think the Grand Slam achievement is bugged. I've gotten that one hero, so I know it might be, some weird bug, but I've gotten it personally. So it is possible, at least. I haven't cycled up into the Red Bull yet. Yeah, we've been messing around a little bit too much here, honestly. I think for now we'll just try without the CFD fix, but basically the CFD fix does slow us down quite a bit. Like we'll lose a good 30%. Since we have the worst car, if we want to fight for points, like with the CFD fix, with Sauber, we scored way less than we did in the initial, or rather the other one. So if I do this, most likely we are going to struggle to get points this year. It's the way that I look at it. But with all the other shenanigans we've done, I don't think it really matters too much. I think we do this for starters, but final here, do we give Kick a little bit more money, bring them up to say 25 million so they can compete for people? We're gonna have to give Ferrari a little bit of buff too, but they'll be getting they get decent payments. I'm just can't think about Crash run slowest too, like Donkey. Give everyone 35 million. I think we'll just go with 25 for now. Is that enough zeros? Just about. And again, if you have problems with, say, Haas going bankrupt at the end of the first season, you can do this to give them like a financial help package, which honestly we shouldn't need to do. But it might just really be what you have to do. Okay, so minimum start here is 25 million. Let's see how badly the AI does with the needs of new people here. You can also kind of mess around with the regulations a little bit. Which means that we could theoretically create, I believe, wet races if we really, really want to. I was going to see if we can turn Sakia wet. Which means that if we really, really want to, we could create a fully wet season. You can also get rid of the sprints if you really, really hate them. You can see we can turn it from a normal weekend. You can also bend them. So you can do some changes to calendar here if you really, really want to. Enabling F2 and F3 races for unsupported tracks might result in weird lap times. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, it does look like we can mess around with weather. And we can also now see where we expect to be in trouble. So in this season, we're going to have, 5 wet races? Fully wet Spa. That would be kind of interesting to see. Do Saudi as wet? Saudi as wet just sounds like a crash hell waiting to happen. Let's do heavy rain in Saudi. Because I want to see that mayhem. So yeah, I agree with that. Because we are basically just breaking it now to make it mayhem. Leave has broke. Can I make Spa super wet? Spa is already super wet, I believe, in this one. Yeah, it is already super wet with heavy rain. It's still a small boost to low speed cornering, Sebastian. Low speed cornering is kind of hard to come by. Wet Qatar is going to be hell. Like, I think the AI is going to die simply purely due to the fact that degradation is so high there. But we can test that out once we get there. No way the game can render wet in Saudi. We'll see. Like one of the Middle Eastern races. Say, can I edit the race time? No, but I can edit the temperature. I don't think we can edit the race start time, unfortunately. We can edit the cost cap if we really, really want to, and we can even increase the season engine limit in ERS. Even create a new point system if you feel like it. So if we really want to here, we can actually go for, you know, more points for, like points for 11th place, things like that. Which means that we can we can have a lot of fun with this. And honestly, I think I might make a video where I'll be kind of asking for your suggestions to see what we can do. We can give ourselves 6 ERS as a season limit. Give ourselves 6 engines. So yeah, if you really struggle, you can temporarily increase the cost cap too with this. Like temp 50 degrees. We're testing that, Jordy. We're going to see if Antonelli actually is allowed to race for us. Do the convoluted and ASCII point system? No. Double points. Reverse the points to 10, get 25, and first get 1. Honestly, that sounds like a fun idea for a video, BK. Reverse point system, 1 engine. We're definitely breaking cost cap with this one. Fortunately, it does not work for PlayStation. But yeah, I think we'll save this for some other time. But doing a reverse point system to add, honestly, never mind. That sounds like fun to just do with the extra mayhem we are creating at the moment. Why not? We're aiming... Oh, I messed up. It's not supposed to be 19, it's supposed to be 18. Go ahead and put on these things too to make it even worse. If you get pole position, which you really, really don't want, you get a pity point. If we get 1 engine sheriff, we are going to go bankrupt, and so is the AI, I think. Miami getting invaded by India. That is, in fact, the Indian flag, yeah. To be fair, though, this is the editor, so could be a error with the editor rather than the game itself. I don't know. Can I randomize the races? I don't think you can necessarily randomize it, but you can. Yeah, you can. Like, you can change the order if you wish. You can move it up or down, I believe. So you can do some things with the race weekends themselves. But no real randomization, as you're gonna have to do it manually. Okay, so last chance. Do we want to do anything with the... Well, I didn't actually set up a logo. That's fine. Do we want to do anything with the team name? Are we happy with the... Honestly, this should just be the insane adventure save. Do we have a desire for a new team name before we jump into the game and see what this madness is going to give to us? Can you give 50 points fast lap? Seemed like the only thing I could do was, give an extra point. But that could also be fun. Probably gonna need to dive into the modding tables to do that. Is it actually the flag of Miami? Looks very much like the Indian one. The multiverse of madness. To be fair, this is basically what this is gonna be. You could also use the time machine feature to jump ahead in the seasons, but what's the fun in that? I think this is, however, what we're gonna do for now, and maybe we'll have another stream where we just mess around with the save files. I think that could be fun. So let's export. Spent quite a while to get this sorted, but it should be ready now. I just need to find that save file and put it back into the game. Okay. I think we are ready. I don't think we have enough letters for that, John. JR. Hold on, if the game works. Honestly, sure. Do we think the game is gonna work, or do we think the game's gonna break? I'll make that vote. Just for fun. Do we think the game is gonna break? Wait, that's a question. That's not a vote. Do we believe game gonna break? Start vote. Tokyo Curry, we might have edited this save a little bit further than we should have. So let us reload and see what is what's about to happen here. Apparently we lost our boys too. Nope, there they are. They just went poof for a little while. Driver number -1. I assume this might be a case of Antonelli not being allowed to race. That's why it says vacant, but we'll see. Already looking good here. Yeah, our new name is the Multiverse of Madness. To be fair, the planet kind of works for that. Let's see, if we were to go here now and check drivers. Yeah, everyone is a free agent. Schumacher is we messed up. This driver cannot be contracted to race in Formula 1 team until they're at least 18 years old and compete in F2 and F3. So while we did kind of bring him back with a regenerated face, he's not allowed to race. Okay, let the madness begin. How long until we crash? Let's see what happened here now. Oh, it's struggling. Oh, we moved one day. I think a lot of signings have already happened. I hope you don't have a hentai wallpaper. My wallpaper is actually a Zelda wallpaper. So they did not like these guys, I guess. So we probably do need to use the other editor then. I would think. Cannon race in F1, yeah. Does Jeddah have the same thing? No. That is kind of weird then. We'll have to see if this actually works for the race itself. If not, we're just going to have to go and edit that before the race weekend. But let's go scouting here and see what has happened with the drivers. So, Verstappen has gone to Ferrari with Alonso. So the pairing was correct, the team was wrong. Hamilton and Leclerc and Alpine. Norris and Perez in McLaren. Sainz and Russell in Williams. Bottas in Red Bull. Piastri in RB. Gasly in Red Bull. Ocon in Mercedes. And unfortunately, Hulkenberg and Tsunoda did not get picked up. Stroll is now a Haas man with Vettel. And Rick is in Merck. Raikkonen has actually gotten a seat in RB. Lawson is in Sauber with Van Dorn. Giovinazzi in Aston Martin. De Vries is in Haas. Schumacher has a seat. Well, one of the Schumachers. Okay, this is gonna be kind of mad, I think, just the first race even. Most of the technical staff seem to have been picked up, including the race engineers. But sporting directors? Oh no! We have no, sorry. Ferrari has the highest rated sporting director, but they actually spent, I think they're out of money. Ferrari's gonna be scary this year. We did some slide editing poggers, just very, very slight. Lewis moved to Ferrari next season. That would actually be interesting. I don't know. It's kind of hard-coded, but we'll see. But to be fair, we did break his contract, so maybe not. Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do here. Most likely, we might need to go into the editor again and make Antonelli a affiliate and get some proper drivers here. Just fine, re-sign contracts probably. Because this is not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, sponsor negotiation here. Ferro Energy is probably our best bet with Serpent and Raka. And I'll try it probably before next time to get this fixed. So that we can actually have some proper sponsors, rather. But yeah. Just want to make this clear because there's still a lot of questions about this. Some of you might also have this one, how engagement works. So in this case, if you have a mandatory activity, we actually get all 8.20 millions from this mandatory activity. So the engagement pool here isn't really a full 35 million. It's how much money we're going to get from engagement, but what we can actually get from the sponsored plans is going to be far lower than that, probably close to 20 million. That's going to make things a little bit funky here. So it says, again, we can get 4.44, but that is including the mandatory payments. And of course, they're not going to pay that out twice, so yeah. We might not actually have enough here to reach the cap. So Hajar, you're going to suffer a little bit there. Yeah, if we say now 4.4 million, it's going to be like 218. Yeah. Because again, we have a lot of it tied up in mandatory payouts. Classic, let's see the first race. My dreams are coming through. Check balance. I guess we could check balance, but what we actually should do is probably start developing. Got set out a little... Got a little bit distracted there with everything going on. So let's get started on development. Then we'll take a look and see what everyone else is up to. Honestly, though, I think financially they're probably not looking too good if they've already, you know, ran out of money potentially. Now, the fact that we also have 20 engineers, we can kind of take advantage of. And we will. And I do need to remember that we don't have a lot of cost caps, so we'll just have to do it like that. But yeah, I'm curious if we can actually start even the first race, if we do need to go and edit it. Sign Latifi, I beg. Leave them for the first race to see what happens. Is Latifi in the game? Yeah, we put him in here. What was he? 73 overall? Here we have him. Latifi. He also adjusted. We did also boost his like improvement to 100. How you feel about being an affiliate? Yeah, the affiliate screen does lag. So honestly, if you're gonna sign an affiliate, get the like terms down on paper first, and then switch to the affiliate screen. Give you 1 million for seasons. It's gonna cost a lot of money from our very limited budget, so we might need a might need a trust fund. If he's a paid driver, yeah, he'll pay for this, right? See how he feels about this. I want to see how he grows as an affiliate, even though he's 28 years old. But yeah, let's see if we can actually go to the race weekend without crashing. Sign him club into. Okay. Oh. Seems like we might be able to do something here. As long as we have the contract, we might be fine, as it turns out. Although I probably should have saved just to be on the safe side before I went into the race weekend. Okay, let us just simulate to qualifying and then see how we stack up. I guess we could put Michael on a team to get around the super license issues.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready.
This game is so broken. It is fine. To be fair though, we could probably break it more if we tried. Okay. Actually not the worst setup I've ever seen. Fairly easy to fix too, so basically... Here we go. I should be close to 100% one. Eh, probably also a little bit close, but not amazing. I'm curious now to see just how the teams are going to stack up in quali. And it's going to be very, very weird here with the names. Okay, so Alonso Verstappen. Hey, that didn't take long.
Now we're watching the action closely here. Nothing wrong so far. The wheels just lock up.
I thought you were simming and only doing dev. Honestly, we need to kind of just have a look at with the new setup here. We need to have a look at how like the pecking order ends up. I just want to see in quality. I'm probably gonna sim this first race, but we're definitely doing the wet Jeddah. It does seem that way, yeah, but I would assume that you are gonna have to manually like do the contract every time. I am kind of worried here that no one else was coming out for a second, but Unsurprisingly, we are 3 seconds or so behind Verstappen. Hey, Bottas actually put it ahead of Verstappen. Confirmed GOAT. Not the best timing to send the boys out, but to be fair, we do not expect to get into Q2 anyways. I think Bottas supremacy has begun. Never mind, Verstappen took his throne back. Why don't I use the database editor? Use the online one. Okay, I think we just, again, just sim through this to get through it, because our car is not good for anything. And, oh, never mind, there we go, we had it crashed. It crashed. Which, to be fair, is to be understandable, and I'm going to be nice here and actually mute the audio so your ears don't get broken on the restart. The crash it could also just be, you know, due to the fact they don't have an F1 super license. So I might need to go and look for editing. But yeah, your ears have now been saved this one time. Let's get back to the qualifier, or rather the autosave here, and see what it has to offer us. Yeah, that is true, Noble. Don't forget to fill in a bug. I'm not going to send a bug report on a game that I heavily modified. That's just gonna... There's no point in doing that. It just causes... Yeah. Okay, so we have... I would assume it is Antonelli's... Antonelli that is causing this crash, I think. So we are going to close without sending. And we're going to go back to the good old editor here. See if we can actually fix this issue. I hope we can. Because if not, we're going to have to go back to the earlier save, if you will. Let's just refresh this page. That way we can load the new save. And let us see. Wait, that is the initial one. I need to use the autosave. Okay. People. Okay, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I need to edit you. Is it because you don't have an F1 number? Give you 99 for now. Maybe because we forced them in. I doubt that, though. And it also doesn't seem like we can really get any, you know... Doesn't seem like we can edit the super license this one. Unfortunately. Directly to race? Yeah, that didn't work either. The database editor for saves. I don't have that one installed, is the problem. I don't have that one installed, so I think we are just going to have to make him a affiliate for now and pick up someone else. Let's see here. That was the wrong button. How do I want to do this? Let's see, who else can we pick up that would be a good choice? We could do Behrman again, just temporarily because we know he works. Let's sort by overall and see. Do we want any one of Sonoda, Hulkenberg, Albon? Again, we're just testing things out here. Do we want any one of them? Latifi, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Good shout. I don't know if the fact that we offered him a contract is going to break the game, though. But he is a good option for our adventures here. So we're going to swap him with Kimi, Pinelli, and I do believe someone is going to sort him out, and Hajar should be fine. So let's see if this fixes it. And if not, we might just need to buy and rehire Hajar. Okay. Let's export this, see if we can get it back up and running. I'm going to try and save your ears again. Placing Antonella with who you know who. You know what? I'm saving yours, but mine is still be suffering, so I don't know if I should show you guys any mercy. See if this fixed it, or if we have kind of broken the game a little bit beyond all expectations here. I'm kind of wondering also how it's gonna function now that we did this during a race weekend. Hey, Latifi is here. So, what are the bets? Is it gonna survive? Is it gonna crash again? Are we gonna be fine? Apparently, also, I did forget to switch the questionnaire to, you know, English instead of Norwegian. My bad. But let's see how this goes. Let us pray. Nope. I think we went a little bit too far in the changes here. Maybe we need to go back a little bit. I think the idea here is that we go back to the initial save and there we do the changes. I guess the race weekend might be what is forcing the dislike here. I don't think it's the poison system being altered, honestly. Jokes on you, I'm not wearing headphones. I don't think that would cause the crash. The thing that makes most sense to me is that the super licenses thing is causing some issues. So I think what we do here is that we are going to need to swap him with someone, I think. Latifi. Do a permanent swap. And other than that, so he has a 7 number, and we give you... Is 99 in use? I don't think so. Yeah, I assume it is, because that did not work. Could it be that because he doesn't have a number, that's causing a problem? Okay, let's go down the numbers then, because I don't know everyone's numbers in my head. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to pick someone who already has a number instead of Hajar. This does not work. But we're gonna get another reroll of the... Honestly, let's just do something even sillier. Because I want to see if this actually works, or if we have broken it by firing everyone. So Stroll and Latifi, we're now the Canadian team, with Edwards as our main reserve. And Chambers as an honorary Canadian at this point, I guess. Yeah, I think that is what we try. I didn't. Honestly, when I started stream today, I did not expect that this was what I would be doing. Ow, my ears. I'm exporting the save, so I can't even cancel it. I can see number on left hand side, yes, but that would require me to have eyes, you know. Okay, let us see if we can get something done now, and we'll have another shuffle of the people. So driver seat 1 is still vacant. I guess Latifi also is not acceptable, then maybe? Oh, I think I know what's happening here. This mentality is not being done properly, so maybe we cannot bring back non-existent F1 drivers. I think that would also affect the AI, so maybe we need to re-retire some people. That sucks, but it does seem to be the case. I'm just going to go ahead and allow a couple of days to go to see if that fixes itself. And if it doesn't, we're just going to have to do a little bit of fire runs. The signing affiliate actually make it easy to sign them in the races in the future. It should theoretically, yeah. We could see if we crash again before we go editing. But yeah, I would assume the fact that he has no current opinions kind of does highlight the fact that the mentality is not there for retired drivers, and that is what is causing the issues. So let's just do another save here. And I'm just going to quickly jump into the editor. And we're going to give Latifi his freedom. And I think we'll just pick up Behrman to make things a little bit easier. I'll try and do this real quick. Okay, let's see if this worked. I think this should also be the wet race in Jeddah. Yes, it's no longer vacant, so we have at least that going for us, which is good. Let us try and get everything started again with the underfloor, the designs, and then we'll see what happens. Not Behrman over Frank. It's basically just to use someone that I know works. I don't know if Colapinto would cause issues. Bloof. I do understand that people have, you know, their favorites that they would love to see. But in this case, I just wanted to work at this point, so let us speed through and get things sorted here. Make another design for top speed later. I think. Oh, we don't have the funding. We need to go and get a sponsor package. Okay. Should have the same options last time, so I'll just put this together real quick. That is kind of similar to what we did. Then we'll get the other two designs going, and then we'll see if we crash in, you know, quali again. I've been moving a little bit too fast for my own good, but not a huge deal. And what I mean by that is that now I'm going to have to move some engineers over from the suspension to the sideboard. Because cooling is more important. There we go. Do we think there's going to be any crashes? Do we think the same people got picked up? What is our expectations for... What are our expectations for this first race weekend? Is everything going to go straight to hell, or are we going to actually get through it? Hello, Bakang. Just completed my day at velocity in... Sorry, I'm late, but what did I miss? A lot of game breaking. Yeah, I know, Floof. Most people don't really care, but again, I don't mind people letting their opinions be known. Okay, so let's see if this actually fixes it. If this fixes it, it was the super license. And worst case scenario, we're gonna just have to go in and re-retire everyone we unretired. Is Raikkonen? I think Raikkonen got picked up by RB, so we might need to go and edit him. But we'll see here. Let us try and go qualifying. He did get picked up by, RB the first time around. Let's see what happened here. Oh. No crash.
Here and secure the...
No crash. So basically, unretiring, I guess, is the problem then. Let us check who is where in qualifying. So Verstappen and Alonso are once again at Ferrari. Perez and Norris at McLaren. Bottas, Gasly, Red Bull. Schwartzman at Aston. Rick and Schumacher. Sorry, Schumacher is also at Aston. Piastri into RB. I guess it's just retired drivers for your team, because Raikkonen is still functioning in Haas. Same with Vettel and Raikkonen in Haas. What? Oh no. No, they don't deserve this. They don't deserve this. Hello, Asla. We are just breaking the save game a little bit here for fun. Like, the thing was, I was planning to make a new save just with the AI changes, but then it got out of hand. And now we have Raikkonen in Vettel at Haas, as well as the Canadian duo. Well, we wanted the Canadian duo, but Latifi was actually crashing the game, so... I guess the AI is fine with it, maybe? Or something else was causing the issue. Alpine still has to go to... I got an achievement for that. I got Lollipop Master. I don't even know what that achievement is.
Today just wasn't Lance Stroll's day.
It's been a very frustrating day for them.
I need to check what that is.
Without any point. That's not the sort of performance.
Finish a race with the fastest pit stop in a career. Yeah, that's right. I did mess with the pit stops.
Another podium.
So, Ferrari 1-2. Where did we end up? Hey, we're not last. Raikkonen immediately get issues at Haas. Name a more iconic duo. Alpine with a goated duo. Yeah, but even they can't save Alpine. 16th and 18th. Oh. And of course, we are using the reverse point system, so Schumacher is currently about to win. I forgot about this. I forgot about that we did this. The last save was better. Yeah, this is just more like a little bit of fun, honestly. So why is Latifi crashing again but not Vettel? I would assume it's because they were on our team. The AI team doesn't care as much, or rather the AI team, I don't know. It's weird. If we manually do the race, I assume we might crash again with Vettel and Kimi. Yeah, 2.240. Also gave us that achievement. But we didn't get paid out any bonus. So yeah, we'll have to see how this reverse point system is going to pay out for us here. Basically, we've done it so that 10th is first and 9th is second. That way. It's going to get a little bit interesting. You already crashed? Yeah, you did. Keep in mind, this is Stroll and not Bearman. First race, first sim. Ready to destroy something. But yeah, faster pit stop here. Again, we maximized the pit stop before this, 2.250. So I don't know who told me that they had 1.8 second pit stops. It was doable in 23 when the pit stop system just came out, but pretty sure that isn't doable anymore. Let's just see how long low we can actually bring it here. I would assume 2250 is probably the minimum. No, the minimum is actually 2262. Doesn't go lower than that. Oh, to be fair, we do have actually limits to be fair, it makes sense. This is probably 70 then. Maybe. I don't know. We are lacking 30 points of aptitude, so who actually knows at this point? I need 100 aptitude one to actually test it properly. Yeah, I noticed. But we did set it to 100 to start with. I don't know if we got nerfs down to 70. Definitely get 1.8. I got 1.9. Okay. It makes sense then. It's the aptitude issue. Okay. Now we're going to do the second fun thing that we planned, which is Jeddah in the rain. I think that is going to most likely crash more than anything else, honestly. But yeah, that's my fault then with the pit stops. Been playing a little bit too much with Wheatley lately. Gotten used to having good stops.
We're here in Jeddah.
Yeah, we have reversed the points order. Okay, so it's just me being wrong then. Okay, let us try and simulate straight to race again. Let's pray. It worked. And now I want to see how heavy rain in Jeddah is going to work out. Oh dear God. Anyone got any prayers to say before we go in here? Because we're going to do this one manually just to see how much mayhem occurs. And also we might crash here now, so let's see. It's thinking. Oh, it got through.
Final checks are being carried out by the team. We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
We are going to immediately tune things down here. Ever so slightly. But yeah, the FPS is not liking this. I'll put it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just messing around a little bit, Angelo, at the moment. No sim, Stroll crash. Doesn't even show the rain. You can see a droplet here and there. Currently still light rain though, so guess if we speed along until we get proper rain. Eyes are severely overheat. Yeah, we're gonna need to tune this down. That's a little bit too overheated if we're gonna make it to lap 13-ish.
Yep.
Oh my god, the AI is gonna cook everything, I think. Even worse than we are. We're already 3-4 seconds behind. We are not fast. Let's just put it like that. Adam will have 26 degrees. Yeah, but Adam shouldn't have too much to say in the wet anyways. There is no rain. I see some droplets every now and again. but it's very, very minor. Gonna make a race Sarah attempt at 1 at 50. Honestly, at this point, you know, with seeing what we can do with the editor, I'm open to suggestions to make things interesting and fun. Yeah, we are getting close now to actual wet territory, and no one has crashed yet, so I guess that's fine. I think the places where we'd see most mayhem is probably Monaco. Never mind. I jinxed poor Lawson here. First victim has been found.
Now this was the Sauber.
Ice racing.
There's clear contact there, and that's a tough one to take for both driver and the...
I've asked ChatGPT for a 100-letter team name. Well, to be fair though, it's kind of impressive that the main issue was the morale system didn't get properly implemented by the looks of it. Question is, can we take advantage and get on the wets now before everyone else does? And even then, it's 8 seconds up to Giovinazzi. Oh, Verstappen is pitting. Verstappen is going on the wets. We're gonna follow the Verstappen strat. Because it should be starting to pour down now. So yeah. Let's follow the Verstappen strategy. But Verstappen is in Ferrari at the moment, so is it a good idea to do the Verstappen strategy? To be fair, we're so far back, it doesn't really matter much for us. Max pace, no control. Virtual safety car is ending. We are going to have to run conserve this first lap. Because these are... the temp is going to shoot up. We need to keep the tires alive a little bit longer.
Got a yellow flag here.
Hey, Sainz has crashed, so it has begun.
Sainz here?
He's already gotten himself into Williams.
But oh, they can't avoid making contact. And that won't do their confidence any good.
Okay, that crash is
As for the team back in the garage,
quite silly, but I assume also that might be an effect of the wet weather, which isn't supposed to happen here. Maybe. We'll see. Go to standard now. We're getting very close to the weather levels. Yeah, we did have a virtual safety car from Lawson's crash. From Sainz, not so much. And we're not really going to catch anyone here on these wet tires. So we're just going to... basically, our placement in this race is going to be highly dependent on crashes. To be fair, we just need to make it till the end, so keeping it on standard is probably not a terrible idea. We could go attack, do an extra pit stop. I don't know if that's really going to work out for us. Vettel is currently in the driver's seat for the points. The way the AI understands that. I'll have to see. So far, everyone's kind of on the same level of tires. Except for Van Dorn, who's kind of destroying them. But the AI has handled this better than I expected so far. It's Jeddah. I would have expected at least another DNF by now. With the prize money not going... waiting for more cost campaign? Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me if there's going to be more cost campaign. The price money not going to the best team. Are we in for more cost cap? I don't think we personally are going to struggle with cost cap. AI might struggle a little bit, but again, we can just give them financial help packages if it's really bad. I think honestly we might need to do that with Has. We'll see. When do I think the next patch will be? We don't know. Probably sometime, hopefully sometime next week. We edited the save file to give us rain in Jeddah to see if the AI, you know, would completely combust. Virtual safety car. Schwartzman has hit the wall. I think this is actually our cue to jump in the pits again. And maybe just run conserve till the end and pray for a safety car.
Oh, that's where they hit the wall. Thankfully,
It does seem like they are just sliding a bit more, maybe. There's been no, like, confidence destroying crashes yet. It's kind of disappointing. What I think we might do here, just because it could be interesting, is to sim along to get to... sim along until we get to Monaco and make that super wet. And see just how many cars we can get crashing there. Because that is usually where the mayhem happens. I did give Haas 25 million, but honestly, BK, I don't believe that is going to be enough for them. Like, with the drivers they usually pick in Season 2 and 3, I think that they might need another financial help package. Hey Nero, I hope I'm not overstepping. Don't worry. Do you think it's possible? Yeah, we are running these a little bit too cold. Do you think...
there's been a crash.
Never mind. Do you think it's possible to make a series where we get the highest rated drivers in the slowest team and develop the car before their contract ends? We could probably do something like that, yeah?
I don't know what to say.
Could be interesting. Other support packs coming from the management firms.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today. That is.
Let Monaco is super hot or cold temps. Again, this is just a day where we're messing around with the editor a little bit, so I would be up for trying that out. Yeah, that is both Aston Martin's out. I'm wondering if we continue messing with the races here that we are going to see the regular 10 teams breaking cost caps as well.
Copy.
Well, to be fair, the AI doesn't actually care for the cost cap. The AI doesn't get punished. So the cost cap is literally just there to limit what the player can do.
Copy.
Okay, the mayhem has begun. Science this time.
Now I think this. Yes, it's Carlos Sainz.
At this rate, we might get in the points.
Just look at how wet the asphalt is. There.
But I love that because we have made it wet, like every single one of these crashes are just so slow. Like slow ballerina moves. Where's my safety car? I need it. A full one, not virtual. Can I check the wages the AI paid for the drivers? Yeah, we can jump in the editor and take a look at that. Honestly, I thought that was another virtual safety car starting rather than one ending. I think the fact that Verstappen isn't Red Bull has made the field a little bit more competitive. Honestly. Ferrari probably still has a pretty, significant edge here. And with Ocon and Rick, you can kind of see just how far Merck is behind the top 3 teams. And the ball wants you to finish second. But again, there's also some difference in the drivers between the top 8 as well. Kind of interesting. Alpine getting close to the points with each DNF. Well, he's gonna need a couple of DNFs from the top 11 here for Hamilton. Track condition has changed to damp. Actually gonna get inches for the end. Gonna go ahead and jump on immediately and just go attack till the end. Another virtual safety car. Stroll.
Man, that was such.
Destroy this gearbox. I assume he has had a spin then? No, just a hard whack with the back end. But yeah, someone said Schumacher crashing at Jeddah traditions. I say the same for Stroll. Damn it, let me believe. As soon as he was told to push, yes.
Copy.
My bonus though, it's gone now. Now 10 laps to go. We could still have one huge crash, I guess.
Copy.
Guess we could also do a say where we just take a look at how no brake cooling would affect everyone. Equalize all drivers and cars, brake cooling, 0. Or rather not brake cooling, tire preservation 0. And just see how that would affect all the teams. Definitely running these inters a little bit hotter than we're supposed to. Just slightly, but we should survive till the end, so it's fine. I've seen Haas as a brake cooling of 5%. I would assume that is because they're lacking some of the car pieces, I would think. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at what kind of contracts the teams have offered the drivers, and maybe we'll take the opportunity to make mayhem at Monaco. I probably should change the title.
Having to retire early will no doubt be a bitter disappointment. But today is done, and it's
There we go.
all looking
Now it more reflects what we're doing.
And this man certainly isn't finished with F1, proving he still has plenty to fight for in this sport.
I love that the podium is a single point. Is this a championship about scoring as few points as possible? Vel getting himself 25. Very curious how this would look by the end of the year, honestly. Because it's just gonna make the faster teams even faster, because again, they're basically scoring as many points as the back marker would. We're mostly demoralized. All of our staff. Okay, so Stroll has already destroyed one car. That is 2 for 2 now that he is for crashes, to be fair. He did crash even when we simmed. So that is, kind of wild. Gonna go ahead and just overwrite this one. Then we shall take a quick look at wages. I don't want to open the save file. I want to pull it over to my second monitor. There we go. So, people, let us see what kind of contracts they have. So, Ferrari's paying the big bucks. They have 60 million tied up in contracts at the moment. 26, or rather 27 for Alonso, and 34 for Verstappen. They're on 1-year contracts, basically everyone here. That's going to make things a little bit interesting. We're going to have an insane shuffle next year by the looks of it. Paris and Norris both have about 14 to 17. Bottas only has 10. Yeah, Bottas is kind of cheap to run this year. Ocon with 7. Same for Rick. Leclerc with 26. Hamilton with 30. 16 and 18 for Russell and Sainz. So not any like super wild wages here, if I can put it like that. 9 million for Piastri. Then we have us who pay barely anything. But yeah, no super wild wages here, honestly. Nothing too insane, I think. Curious though, how much are they paying their staff? So yeah, this the staff shuffle again turned kind of weird. Most part, some lower rated ones here. There's some teams. I'm looking for the race engineers. I wonder if we unretire a race engineer, if that would crash the game too. Looks like for the most part they picked up decent staff, except maybe what Aston's been doing. How are the sporting directors looking? They've still ignored the sporting directors, kind of like they did last time around, which is interesting to see. How are they doing financially? They aren't too financially troubled at the moment, so I think things are still fine for the most part. I think that is still kind of funding to Frontier. That all drives to 0 would give them 100 dev. Honestly, I think we need to have a modding challenge things. I'm still working, by the way, BKK, on the like development save to try and get Piastri and also Antonelli, for that matter, up to 100. I was planning to try and have that out tonight, but it's probably going to be for tomorrow. The thing is, the game has still so many things that I want to try out, but at the same time, so little time. It's unfortunate. To be fair, a lot of people just want to see the regular streams, so I do understand, like, we'll have highs and lows while doing this sort of thing. It makes sense. It is also Friday night, or Friday afternoon, you are correct. I'm also planning to head out later tonight, so... Yeah, it's just... the basement, so to speak. It's just people who like to relax, I guess. Let us just get to Australia here, see if we can actually do it without, you know, destroying the car even more. Can I change DRS values? I can. You can change anything you want stat-wise. And if we really wanted to make things fun, we could make, you know... I don't think starting every driver at 0 is going to work. Probably max their control at least. Otherwise, financial ruin is going to hit every team. Max the control. One in every stat. Make it so that they... How do I want to do this? Yeah, I'll need to think about that. But you could do some fun stuff with that. We're not really using a mod, Captain Crew. We are just editing the save as we see fit. Messing around. Just having fun. I mean, I'm insane for coming to these streams. Currently 2 in the morning, Australia. I appreciate you showing up, but make sure you get your sleep, Bloof. Get past 100 million? I'll change the Monaco race once we get there, Alex.
Today just wasn't Lance Stroll's day.
Know how long it takes me to sim a whole season? Depends on how much effort I want to put in. And to be fair, I do need to put in some effort to keep everything going. Usually around a couple hours, I'd say. If I, you know, just click through everything as fast as I can probably do it in an hour, but I'm probably going to miss things then, and That would be not great, let's put it like that. Hey, our first set of designs are done, and we'll get them designed for Suzuka. I guess we could accept the board here. We'll have some upgrades. Should be able to score a little bit better in terms of points. Let's get the chassis. We're going to have to rush one of them, which is really bad because we don't have the money to rush any of them. Slide pods, we're going to get 2 of them made. That'll be just fine. And we're going to get 2 underfloors made as well. Even though we are going to immediately now start another underfloor project to get the most out of the floor that we're currently making. Like so. Put 6 engineers on this. And next up, front wing. Going to use CFD time here. Get that low speed cornering to its maximum level. Two ticks there, so we have a little bit to go on. And 6 engineers, and finally we're also going to get the rear wing going. That's basically all the designs we're going to do for the most part this year. Just because that is financially all that we can afford. I'm going to also focus a little bit more on high-speed cornering for this one, because it seems high-speed cornering is kind of what we like the most in the first season. I'll have to see what we do with DRS effectiveness. It's going to be absolutely disgustingly low. We might need to get it a little bit higher. It might be the case where you need to have most of these things around 30% or so. We'll see. I don't get you, Stroll. You crashed again? How is your powertrain looking? 50, 60, 14. Yeah, he's gonna bankrupt us. Like, let's face it. We have Behrman versus Stroll. They're both unhappy. But Stroll is the one that's crashing. What is actually your control? Is 75 at the moment. Yeah, I don't get this. Stroll definitely has some sort of, well, again, it's probably a placebo, but Stroll just seems to have something that makes him crash more. Which is weird to say. Some guy was saying on Reddit he can go from 16 to win races without an issue. I think that also has probably something to do with difficulties. Drivers. Colapinto. Okay, we're not going to be able to get the suspensions finished by the time we go into the race here. Because I still need to make a chassis. We could rush 2 suspensions. But that's basically mainly just the tire preservation. I'd rather take the stats from another chassis. And get suspension up and running. I'll be perfectly honest. Well, it seems like the case was, of the crashing at least, was what we was talking about earlier, for the most part. Because it seemed like the game is somewhat stable at the moment, which is a weird thing to say. But definitely does seem to be somewhat accurate. There's kind of a weird scenario currently. Let's just get this pit crew quickly set up. Then we should be good to go. And I need to go in about 50 minutes, so we'll have to see how far we get today. But we'll probably mess around some more while we wait for the next patch, I think. And I'll probably focus on kind of being a little bit more in the series. I might start the speed run sometime soon by just giving the AI a boost, but at the same time, It's a series I want people to be able to follow and kind of take advantage of themselves. So we might be making 2 versions of it. One creator team, one regular. I'm a little bit uncertain. What does tire preservation actually do? Is it just brake cooling with a different name? It's kind of the same, yes, but high tire preservation actually seems to have a higher effect this year in terms of keeping your tire, or rather slowing down your tire degradation. So it is kind of a valuable stat to have. Okay, let's get 2 of those made, and let's make an extra underfloor because Stroll is probably going to wreck this one. Yeah, tire preservation is basically last year's brake cooling, but it seems to have been buffed slightly, and it does actually have an effect this year in terms of keeping your tires alive. Let's just send everyone to the factory, that works. Like so. Need to get that extra sponsorship money. And then choosing to stay off the curves and aggressive soft time strategy is way too powerful. Yes, I'll have a look into that, BK. No, wait for the patch so I can follow along, please. I can mess with that. I'm probably going to have a look at that, yeah, too. BK left, if it works like that. Okay. We have a little bit of upgrades now going into the car. Let's see if we can actually score some points now in Japan here. Rather score 25 points if we can get 10th. I think we still need probably front wing rear wing upgrades. But in theory, Stroll should be able to give us a little bit of a boost if we can get his mentality on the positive side. Should probably start building buildings after this race. And honestly, we should also do practice before we give him a new gearbox, so that is my fault. Let's put that back in. Simulator quali.
Our weekend continues with quality.
Like so. Let's see how we do here in quali. And how badly Stroll's going to wreck the car. '19th and 21st in terms of quality. So no big improvement here so far. Question is, do we improve over the race itself?
Today, Lando Norris has made the team's dream.
Did Norris win? Did. And we ended up 13th and 15th, which is higher than we anticipated. That's still not great. So we still have a little bit of work out of us. But if we boost the mentality of Stroll, Stroll might actually be the one that snatches some points, although Behrman is doing better right now. Let's see if he came back with damage again. 75 now. Did you break the car again? Nope, this time it was actually Behrman that had a couple of failures. That is fine. You also picked up a gearbox fault. That is not fine. That's actually really, really bad. Gonna go with airflow rather than cooling. A fantastic result. It has increased our confidence in you. I assume they still want 9th. Yeah, they do. So apparently 13 and 15 is good enough for the board, Suzuka. Yeah, now we're going to do a little bit of building. Probably should have started before Japan, but by building these buildings, we should be getting the mentality boost that we kind of want. That should make life a little bit easier. Hopefully. As for the constructors, did you only reserve bursted driver points or both? What do you mean? What do you mean by both? Now I'm confused. Hello, hello. See you later, Captain Cruel. Well, the constructor's points are made up of the driver's points, so you get both of them at the same time. Like they're the same. As you can see, yeah, the points that the driver's score goes over the constructor. So yeah, they still have the same thing. As currently up into 3rd place. Rain at Baku, that also sounds like a recipe for disaster. You never know with this game. You're not wrong, honestly. But at least that works. At least they didn't do anything weird with that. Okay, let us go ahead now and manufacture that final underfloor edition. We'll have one for China, and I assume that Stroll is kind of sad because, you know, we gave the chassis to them in first. Yeah, we're gonna go up to Monaco today, I think. Monaco is gonna be the final thing I do in the rain. I think that's just all that we have time for. Of course, we get 11 days shutdown of the design center, including manufacturing. Oh, that is one of the worst things you can get early on in the season. Well, actually, he does have the chassis. We only got one suspension, though. Do we give it to Stroll? I don't really want to, but I guess we kind of have to. There we go. Can you do a quick look at driver and staff development? Is the same as 2023? It seems to be the same for the most part, yes. Or rather, in general, development seems to be a little bit faster this year. Like a little bit more efficient, so... I think the basics behind it is the same, but development is a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient this year compared to last. So you'll generally improve quicker. Enjoying the game more with the mod? I don't know yet, honestly. We've kind of modded the game a little bit too much, We basically just did whatever we wanted, and it created a weird mayhem of a save. So, I don't know. It's weird. That's the best way I can put it. It's weird at the moment. Okay, I don't like when the event says that the factory is also going to be slowed down and then it isn't. Because that just makes confusion for no reason. But that means at least we can put the suspension on both cars. And also, once we get development slots back, we are going to be going top speed for the side pods. And probably also the suspension. That's our final design.
We're just getting settled here in Shanghai.
And just not running any mod in particular. We basically just went into the save and edited whatever we felt like, Lewis. So we have a little bit of weird stuff going. Go underfloor for one of the cars, correct? We're going to be switching that gearbox out, I think. They'll be okay. Just double checking that we kind of have everything we want on the cars. It looks like we do. I'm going to just switch out the gearbox immediately. Like so. Did you do any research in Season 2 for Season 3's car? Certain moment car becoming a rocket ship after major reg changes. Honestly, if you limit yourself to one research for each, you know, part, not using any CFD, you should be fine. But it's kind of hard to avoid becoming a rocket ship because the AI doesn't really do much. Doesn't really do much research.
There's tension in the air today.
Is putting affiliates in FP1 helping development like it used to? I would think so. That it still does, yeah. The old games, putting them in FP1 was a development boost. I would assume it's the same in this game. But they've also just generally made development quicker, it feels like. So Who knows? It could be... Could go either way, really. Next year, we should change the point system to 2019, 17. It stands from the first or to last, BK?
What a race that was. And there, of course, we see Lance.
You see the Lance. Well, Lance did have a pit stop error that slowed him down. Oh, sorry, Prince. I don't know why I thought you were BK for a second. I apologize to both of you. The point system is from first to last or last to first? Apologies again. Okay, next up we have Miami. From last to first. That could be kind of interesting. Just me, or does 2 wet tires? Yeah, 2 wet tires does seem to be too little if you get a full wet weekend. I don't disagree with that. Make 2 front wings for the time being, and also a couple of rear wings. And we're gonna make another front wing. Final edition. Front wing. And we'll do it like so. Put 6 engineers on it. And as I said, we also want to go ahead and make the top speed side pod edition now. It's going to cost us a little bit in terms of performance, but we're going to get a huge amount of top speed. We might want to just not do this for the engine cooling sake, because this is still a huge amount of cooling. So we turn down drag reduction slightly here to still get some gain, but not lose too much cooling. So something like this, I think, is acceptable. And we're going to do the same for suspension. And that is going to be our final upgrade for the year. And we're probably just going to stick with research then, till we get into next season. Yeah, this should be acceptable. And I'm also getting a little bit hungry. So, well, we will do Monaco. That is still the plan. Monaco or bust. We're caught up on parts for the most part, so let's get the new underfloor going. And we're going to equip the new stuff by the time we go into Miami. Give a lot of points for the fastest lap. See if the AI is clever enough to make rocket ships. How much do I think driver rating is affecting the finished position of the car? Probably quite a bit, honestly. Seems like driver ratings are more important than last year. I'm kind of tempted to test that out too at one point. I would love that too, Noble. Like, just tell your staff what tires to use. It would be a nice thing to have, honestly. It would be a nice quality of life change, because then you could sim, your practices and still have control over what tires you have available come Sunday. Which honestly would be very good. I would be fairly happy with that change. So I think what we do here now is we actually go ahead and make Monaco wet. And did we want high temperatures or low temperatures? What was the play? What was the wish of the people? Double points for sprint races. If I find the points table for sprint races, it is possible to make that happen, I would think. Enjoy your pizza, BK. See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, as I mentioned here, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and make Monaco wet. So we have some fun times. Manage MotoGP scoring system. Thing is, we can implement different scoring systems if we want. It's not too difficult. We can actually do some pretty fun stuff. Let us see. Do with Monte Carlo. We'll just keep temperatures as it, but turn it wet, and that should be enough to have a little bit of mayhem. Okay, then we just reload the save. And now we'll have a wet Monaco. I think it's going to just completely break the AI, though. That's my concern. I still want to have a little bit of fun, but if they, you know, DNF from just having their tires combust, that wouldn't be as fun, honestly. So, we'll not take it that far just yet. Glad you enjoyed, Noble. Okay, now we have a new car. Let's see what we can do here. Because again, the AI is probably developing more parts than we are. And they are going to do that the first season with the fix that we applied. So they will now use all 4 slots for everything. So over the course of this season, we're going to be seeing less games than we would otherwise. Which is going to make things kind of interesting here. Could also be that we actually need the RS for simming. Which wouldn't surprise me too much.
Once again, we touch down in Miami.
Yeah, let us get through this race weekend. And honestly, if we destroy the engines that we currently have, that's not a huge deal. So we're just going to speed things along.
Hello
And let's be honest here, I don't know what we're doing next time. I'm probably going to be streaming again on Sunday night. Probably a little bit longer than today. And I'm kind of tempted to put together like a proper, maybe equal performance save game and see how that works out for the AI and for us. Basically make every driver kind of the same, make every car the same, and see how different the player, rather I, would develop rather than the AI. And also the difference in performance from, well, strategy for the most part. I think that could be fun. But yeah, we'll have to see. If you have any suggestions to something you think would be fun, let me know on Discord. And we'll see what we can do.
And among the drivers heading back to their teams, we see...
Is my chat getting auto
And with a 13th place finish,
modified?
Miami,
Oh,
there's no points to be claimed.
the message is...
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the achievement.
What an excellent way to take a second win of the season with a composed performance today.
Is my auto moderator moderating you guys, or are you actually...
Grand Prix, I think this is as good a time as any to cool off.
Are you actually deleting your messages, Angelo and 5am? I'm going to chat right now and just seeing something, but you shouldn't be...
Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positive.
We'll have to see.
Though.
And with that,
I can Coscap go. You can edit it how high as you want, really. I'll be there with Merkel up into propaganda. Hey, we got a 25-pointer. Let's go, Stroll. We're now 9th, where the board wants us to be. But yeah, you can edit a lot of things. You can move Hamilton to Ferrari. I think that was the message before it vanished. Again, I don't know what's going on with YouTube chat here. It's not saying that there's anything wrong, so... yeah. If you're pulling the message back yourself, it's fine. But if the auto moderator is doing something, please let me know and I'll try and give it a bit of a nerf. Okay, we're back to enthusiastic, and this is kind of where the fun begins. We have Imola, and then we should have Monaco. So let's just speed along till that, because again, Monaco is going to be the last thing I do before I get some food. I am kind of starving, so we need to. So I do need to do that, and then I'll head out for the night. Probably not going to be a video later, but there is going to be a video tomorrow. And maybe even we'll do 2 videos for the curbs and something else if it works as expected with the soft tires. Because it worked kind of the same way last year, but it got nerfed. So it would be weird if that kind of came back. But I guess it could be a combination of several factors, so I'll have to take a look at it. I know someone linked me a Reddit thread, and I do appreciate that, so I'll take a look at it once the stream is over. Okay. We are still upgrading our facilities. Everything is good. Let's head to Imola. Alpine still hasn't scored a point. What must I do to see the team improve? Do we want to pay overtime? Yeah, sure. Have not scored a point. And, yeah. With Hamilton and Leclerc as their drivers. There's no Alpine supremacy here. Yeah, it's kind of weird because the thing is, I'm checking the moderation for the channel and it isn't saying that the channel is deleting them. So if people are getting the messages deleted, then I can do nothing but apologize. But I don't know what is causing it, which is a problem. Just YouTube being YouTube? I would think so, but yeah, I just don't like seeing, you know, issues like that where people's messages get deleted. Of course, it depends on if they did it just themselves or if YouTube is just being YouTube. Who knows? But again, it's not something that I don't like to silence anyone. Put it that way. EBK went and took the magic with him. The thing is, there is nothing in, as far as I can see, there's nothing in the logs to indicate that he did something or anyone else did something for that matter. So I don't know. It's a bit wonky at the moment. Okay, there we go. Parts made, and we're just going to do a little bit more upgrade on the facilities here, particularly memorabilia room. We are getting to the point where we're low on money, but take the boost for the time being. Need to get everything prepped for the fun day in Monaco. Most of the time they repost their messages. Yeah, it's fine. Also, if I miss your messages, I am perfectly... it's perfectly acceptable, to me at least, for you to go ahead and post it again. Go easy on me, please. I'm still recovering after cyberbullying from last time. Maybe I need to fix the cyberbullying and do an Alpine save. What's for dinner tonight? I honestly don't know. I haven't decided yet. I think I'll just go with a very boring hamburger maybe, or a pizza. We'll see. I'll see what I have in the fridge, because honestly I don't know. Might also make something a bit more fancy than that, but probably not something that takes a long time. Trolley's doing good on the point scoring, but we kind of got pipped out by Rick. He's in the middle. Reckon is not having a good time at Haas, I'll put it like that, so... What does the affiliates do? Do I need 3 or 4 drivers? Affiliates basically step in as a reserve driver that's basically also racing in F2, F3 in order to grow. So, in theory, you don't need any affiliates. They're just then because they're, you know, you can influence their growth, basically. That's the main That is the main point behind having affiliates. You can influence their growth a little bit, and that, you know, makes it easy to make the drivers that you want. That's at least the idea. You still have favorite and only Alpine fan. We're really on the no mercy side, eh? No mercy for the poor soul. See, we do need to get started on new suspensions, so let's get that sorted too. There we go. Okay, now we do the last race of today, which is a little bit unfortunate because it has kind of been fun to mess around with this, but probably not as much as we should. Maybe I'll go through some other things you can do with the editor some other time. And maybe I'll have to download the other editor as well, so we can get some super license going. Yeah, I think we just qualify, we simulate through qualifying. And we do our best in the race, maybe? Do we want to do qualifying here? Extended UI.
Will practice pay off for the drive?
Yeah, we're gonna do quali. Okay, usually this is what you would start off with in Monaco. Just to get an idea where things should be. Yeah, this is gonna be probably pretty bad for the setup wise, but we'll do the best that we can in the current situation. Let's try this. Let's see if we get something, hopefully over 80%. You know what? I just realized I made a mistake, so I'm gonna have to go back to qualifying 1. How's the season been so far? Well, we've done some pretty significant modding experiments, so it's been wild. Also than anything else. Yeah, let's just get this back to where it was. I think this was basically like so. The mistake that I just mentioned is actually not anything serious or anything like that. It's just the fact that we need to switch out the engines. Again, it was something I was intending, so we'll just get that sorted real quick. Like so. And that should make this race a lot more fun. So let's go into qualifying proper. What have I been modding apart from AI development? Well, we've done a complete reshuffle of the grid. As you can see, we have Alonso and Verstappen in Ferrari, Perez in McLaren, Bottas, Gasly in Red Bull, Ocon, Rick in Mercedes, Leclerc and Hamilton in Alpine. And again, the only thing we did was make everyone a free agent. We didn't move any of these drivers between the teams. They kind of did that to themselves. We also unretired a couple of drivers, although Latifi seemed to crash a game. So we've done a lot of weird stuff with the driver and kind of staff. Made everyone a free agent. Had the teams pick up the ones they kind of wanted. So we also have a reverse point system with 10 places, 25 points. First place is just 1. So as you can imagine, it is causing a little bit of mayhem. Can I recommend call a mentor? You really should just send a stream to him and ask, "Can I be your agent?" Yeah, we're looking at a completely wet Monaco now. Also, we edited a little bit of weather. So Jeddah, for instance, was completely wet, and so is Monaco gonna be. Which could make things a little bit spicy here. Again, main reason why I'm messing around with the mods right now is because there isn't... the AI isn't developing in a way where they're a challenge, which is kind of unfortunate, really, because I want them to be. So we'll have to figure out probably a mod to get that sorted until we get the next patch. Should I made a quality west too? Yeah, that's a mistake on my part. You are correct. And the real chaos comes in the race. Yeah. Damn, Stroll Bearman, 1,000 between them. The boys are making me proud. But other games I like to stream? Well, for the most part, I've only streamed F1 Manager. But I could see myself streaming Football Manager when it comes out. Maybe a little bit of FIFA. Although I'm not good at it at all. I do enjoy the Farming Sim series somewhat too, so that's also a chill game that I might stream for when it comes out. We'll have to see. I'm not really huge into streaming, and mainly the reason why I stream is because the release of Football Manager, the release of F1 Manager, Jesus, coincides with my vacation, so I actually have a lot of free time right now. But once work is back on the table, it basically becomes the choice between do I stream or do I try to make a video. So we'll have to see how this year treats me in that regard. See what we can do with our boys. Should be able to just about sneak out before everyone comes out of the pits. No improvement on neither of them, which honestly is fine.
Yeah, copy.
Reverse points for sprints and then add sprint races for every weekend. That's insane. How's my ball knowledge on a scale of 1 to 10? Do you mean football knowledge? Well, I played football for basically from when I was very young to when I became an adult. So I played a lot of football personally. I've kind of not followed it as closely now, but I followed it pretty closely when I was younger. So I'd say it's decent. Not anything amazing, but decent enough. What is this strategy? I asked for a wet race, editor. This is not a wet race, but this is gonna be mayhem nonetheless. We don't have a weather center. Oh my god, this is actually gonna be insane. I think what we do is actually going to try the thing BK said about running off the curbs on full attack. I just want to see how much quicker it is than say running light with Stroll. Was it aggressive, it said? We'll test. See what the difference is between these two boys. But yeah. The game has betrayed me. Just a small shower. No full wet. Does someone come together and just pre-build Motorsport Manager? Well, here's Alpine points. It's about the same time. I guess I'll experiment a different, I'll experiment like this. We'll try aggressive because that was the idea, so... Let's see if the tires last. The thing here, though, is we'll have to see how long the tires last. We'd expect Stroll to be slightly quicker, but it's still a good experiment to kind of mess around with and see. So I'm still happy to give it a go. Particularly after Monaco decided that we're not going to have the rain that you were promised.
It's time for one of the most exciting races in the world.
See hard tires, mediums, hards.
And it's lights out, and away we
Okay, so Bearman, I need you to avoid the high-risk curbs.
Copy.
Also need you to not really take any risks. It can be avoided.
Copy.
The main thing that I'm going to be looking at is not only the pace, but also the difference in degradation. If that makes sense? And we have a red flag already. Before the rain even arrived.
But this is what happened. Now this is what happened as they took turn 8. And that's the moment the car plows into the wall. That will have knocked their
Used the editors to put Antonelli in my team, and somehow he still scored a win in the F2 sprint race. Did you give him a super license? Because that seemed to be crashing my game a little bit. We're just going to stick with the same tires and get going. That is a shiny patch on the helmet, though.
First time today, the drivers are lined up, awaiting-
So a lot more soft tires this time around.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Bearman is getting hogged by the cars behind at the moment. Not the best start for him. The Alpine involved. Avoiding the curves generally lowers the temperature of the tires. We'll see that probably in a little bit. It lowers the tire temp. You get less risk of, causing damage to your powertrain, because running over curbs is not really a positive thing for your powertrain. And generally, you'll be seeing that we'll be running very low temperatures. You can kind of already see the effect right now. By Bearman, who's running aggressive, it's actually used less tire than Stroll at the moment. We'll have to see how the difference in lap times ends up looking here. As we get both of our boys gets overtaken. Probably should test this more closely in practice instead, since that would give
I got a
more accurate numbers. Rain is already approaching. Okay. Never mind, we're going full attack, but already it does look kind of interesting. Seems like perhaps more tests are warranted for that. Is it going up quick enough that it warrants us a pit stop? Yes, it warrants pitting immediately. Let the mayhem begin. Gonna double pit.
Oh no, that's a slow pit
Yeah, I need to
stop.
figure out how to do the super license handout, and we'll be good. Okay, 70 millimeters is not bad. It's also not perfect, but should go up quick enough here that it won't really matter too much. And we are going to tune you guys down to standard, I think, because otherwise you'll just burn your tires. To be fair, though, it is going up quick enough that it shouldn't be a problem. The great start is on pace for 25 points, yeah. Bearman fully understands the point system. Are there any features from 23 that aren't included that you miss? Not really. Yeah, I use Ignacio's editor in
Now there's
in 23.
in the pits.
So it's not going to be difficult to install or anything like that. I'm not too concerned about getting it installed.
There's a yellow flag now.
Hey, the mayhem has begun. Battle this time. It's still moving though, so... Is it just me that still see the shadow of the front wing? Am I the only one seeing that the front wing still has its full shadow? Okay, that's that's an interesting bug too. Full shadow of the front wing, even though it is gone. Okay, we are actually pushing the tires too much at this point.
Dear, oh dear, that's not a good start.
Which actually gives me a good idea. Let us try avoid high-risk curbs with the inters. And then we'll see what the tide, numbers look like afterwards. Because it should cool them down quite rapidly, by the looks of it too. Oh yeah, basically it might be a little bit too strong this year as well, like it was last year. Because the intertire is going down to 70 degrees. It's still going down because we're just avoiding the curbs. Are they actually going to go into the... Okay. Yep. What they fixed last year, they broke this year, by the looks of it already. I can already kind of see it just from this. Because running attack with... should be a, we should be overheating or close to overheating. We're 30 degrees lower than that. And we aren't really losing anything to the cars in front. But of course, we're going to have to, have free air to really, really test this. You're not alone. Actually made me look behind me there for a second. Don't scare me like that. For Stroller, we're just going to deploy and see if we can power past. Although we might actually need to turn off the curb thing to make that happen. Same here really for Bearman. To be fair though, Stroll doesn't really need to make any passes at this point, let's be honest. And it is going over into full wet now. The question is just, is it going to go full wet enough that we need to switch tires? Or is it going to just remain at this level? Like, I don't think it's going to go a lot over 4. So you're not going to benefit from going wet and then going back to inters. Is kind of the idea there. Which is unfortunate, which means we just need to try and survive until we get to the... get back to the dry territory. My walls are quite cozy. Luckily, it's not evening. So I don't need to worry about you giving me any nightmares. But yeah. While we are slower because of the rain, honestly, we probably would have actually, if we go lap history. Would we have saved enough time here by going west that we could actually have pitted? 5 seconds. 13. 20. 30. Yeah, we could actually have pitted west here, and that would have benefited us. We would have been better. We would have been better off pitting for the wets and then back to the inters. Because if we take a look at the time consideration here, we need about 40 seconds for 2 pit stops. Probably saved around 5 to 10 seconds, which is not huge, but would have gotten us past science, for instance. So would actually have been better to do a quick interpit there, most likely. Yeah, now it's too late to switch, but we could actually have benefited of it if we did it early enough. That is true. That's actually really true, yeah. So Bearman would maybe gotten signs, but again, the gaps there aren't really beneficial to him. But we're definitely taking advantage of running... Raikkonen has crashed. We're definitely taking advantage of avoid high-risk curbs, so... maybe that is my experiment for tonight.
I imagine their confidence will have taken a knock.
Just a slight touch though, so nothing major. Raikkonen will just go out to his yacht if he DNFs, so no big deal. In 23, how did he get down to 1.8 second pit stop with low chance of mistakes? When the game first came out, pit stops were a lot easier, and then they made them a lot harder in the first couple of patches. But generally, you can get down to 8.8 seconds in this year's game. It's just going to take you a couple of seasons of training. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for Reasonable to get there. Probably 3, maybe 4 seasons if you focus on keeping the chance of error low as well. It's just how things are, unfortunately. We're actually running full attack, and our tires are cold to Stroll.
How are the tires?
His tires are cold. We might need to turn off avoid high risk curves to heat them back up. But it definitely does work for taking care of the tires. The question is just, is this faster than running just light and at temperature? Because that is basically what we're doing here. Can't wait for the mod to come out to negate the setup minigame. Just Stroller, we're going to push some fuel. Get him a little bit closer to the car in front. Bam, and we're going to see if we might be able to overtake Science now. We're pretty close. Time to turn off the avoid high risk curbs. We are going for the attack. Although we probably do need to recharge energy at 1.2. Shadows are doing a weird dance. A weird, scary dance. Yeah, we're just going to recharge and then we'll try another attack. We had too little energy to make that work. You can kind of already see it. The second we turn off avoid high risk curbs, it spiked up to 85 degrees. 86 now. And I assume it's going to start going back down now. Yeah, immediately. Probably down to 70 again. So I'd say already in the rain, it looks very, very promising to use avoid high risk curves to kind of keep tempo, take care of your tires at the same time. And I don't know if that is necessarily a good thing. So do keep that in mind. We are, however, going to turn off avoid high risk curbs now because we are going back to dry. So we're going to try and do a little bit of the aggressive attacking, I guess. See if that works out for us. Tips for understanding past development better. Use the new screen on car development. If you hover over your stats, it shows you where most of it comes from. And that's going to make it easier to understand which parts are good for what. A set of mini-game loops gets very repetitive because it basically has had no changes over the course of several games, so it's just becoming tedious basically. Immediately our temperature spiked to over 100 degrees here. Yeah, running avoid high risk curves seems to definitely be a good thing to do with rain at least. Let's see what we can do as strategy wise. It's going to be dry till the end now. Could go with a hard tire. I am very tempted to go full attack, hard tire, avoid high risk curbs. And just keep on testing this out because it seems like avoid high risk curbs is probably as strong as it was last year. And I probably just chose a bad track for my test. Okay, we're going to be pitting on this following lap, get both cars in.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit drier. I mean, it's way too dry for inches.
Too dry for Intus, he says. Just going to turn on avoid high risk curbs. So again, I want to see if we need to pit again. Fine, no big deal. Stroll's still going to be able to fight for 10. 30 seconds out of Science here. But I want to see exactly how our degradation looks compared to what it's supposed to look like as we get a virtual safety car.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Battle. Both of our...
To Sander Vos. And ends up making contact with the barrier. And they'll definitely be facing a few questions from the team after that.
That's unfortunate. Posterize. It's on his YouTube channel. Okay. That's the development video coming out. Yeah. I don't know. I have a like early game one, but I probably should make a more in-depth one. Probably sometime this next week. But again, I want to wait for a couple of patches because it's probably going to be some balance changes in there, I would think. But development isn't necessarily hard until something you need to try out until the AI starts developing properly. So yeah, maybe sometime this next week. I think. What should I be doing for Science Loop?
Now down to the pits. There's been a hold-up.
We got like a guide to car development. I know you're really good at it. How do I know which upgrades to do and how to do them for expertise? I do have the Monaco, like Sauber win in Monaco. That kind of goes over development a little bit. I also have a couple of longer videos. Surviving your first season, focus on create a team, and basically just doing the best development while surviving your first year. But generally just focus on what the parts are good at, minimize everything else. Minimizing weight is also a great way to get a lot of extra performance out of the part. But generally, expertise is just gained daily when you are working on a part, and you get more expertise for whatever you maximize the slider for. Provided you don't maximize the slider for everything, of course. So there is still some limitations. What's my favorite manager game? I think Motorsport Manager still is slightly above this one, mainly for nostalgia's sake. But I am enjoying F1 Manager. When it comes to just manage games as a whole, I probably still would say Football Manager is my favorite. As it stands, I've been playing Football Manager since basically 2006-ish, something like that. Yeah, we are experimenting with that. It does seem to work really, really well. Look at this. And we're also running under temperature. In terms of lap times here, we aren't running super quick or anything. I'll be perfectly honest. But there is also some effect here from getting lapped. So that's cheating, Piastri. Look at this. This is cheating.
To turn one. The opportunity's there.
He follows Verstappen, and because we need to brake, he just sneaks past. Well, it is clever. It's actually, you know, it's actually in driver error there, driver fault. But yeah, being given a freebie pass is not it's not what I expected. But yeah, we're doing 15-7s with Behrman. Let's see now what Stroll gets, 16-6. There is a lot of cars in the way. And we're not really losing out to anyone else on the track, who also is running hard tires. And it's getting more dag, more importantly, so... Full attack cars. Conserve. Oh, sorry, avoid high-risk curbs. Might just be a little bit brokey. I'll admit, just a tad broken. I think the best way to test this would actually be if I equalize every car and just do it in practice. Equalize car, equalize driver, and then test it out. Hey, we have a red flag from Schumacher. Let's go ahead and take a look at strategy. Can I do a soft tire now with full attack? Will we survive? Theory, no, but since it seems to follow this line, in theory, yeah. So we're going to go full attack softs and see if we kind of see the same thing as we have with the hards there. Hello, Rents. Welcome to the madhouse. We have cookies at the door. Do you like what you're seeing? It's fine, rice and pizza. I don't mind. Like, it's easy for me to say development is just, you know, look at what the parts are good at. Slide is just a completely different thing. But yeah, there isn't really much more to say than that. It's basically just focus on what the parts are good at. Expertise is gained daily, a little bit depending on your sliders, so you don't really want to rush projects. You don't want to put too many engineers on them, unless you really, really need the part. Like at the start of the season, using all your engineers to get your parts before the first race is perfectly fine. But unless you really need a part for a race, allowing the engineers to spend a lot of time on it can be really beneficial to get more expertise out of it. Give high Stroll? I was forced to hire Stroll. That is my official excuse. We've been messing with the save game, with the editor a little bit, Christian. So this is just a kind of fun little mess around save, more so than anything. The old Baronac save is still there. We might continue that on Sunday. We'll have to see. I'm a little bit unsure. So playing a city management game like Skylanders SimCity, I played both of those. And I do find them fun. But I'm going to allow the current Skylines to cook a little bit more, I think. It's been a while since I last played it. It's tactical, now you're intent, more points. Question now is, how is everyone else going for the medium tire? Yeah, this might be a little bit silly. We'll have to wait and see. Hi all, what have you modded? Basically everything at this point. Drivers, stats, well, not really stats. Drivers, points, yeah, a little bit of everything. Why don't I use the save editor to add a 2025 F1 calendar? Should I do that? It's still just the first season. We just made a new save to mess around a little bit in today. We are falling behind Piastri in the RB. I'll admit that. And the question here now is basically, is this faster than just running these tires on standard or even light? Because that is basically what's happening here. We're running avoid high risk curbs, and the effect is basically that we're running these soft tires on light. Behrman is getting pressured by Schwartzman. But this is also what you expect with light. You expect to be slower at the start of the stint and get that back towards the end. So it could be just straight up that they're very comparable. We'll have to see. The temp, though, is definitely an issue. The fact that we're running as cold as we are. And we are getting back now. We are getting those lifetimes that are a tad better than the cars in front. In this case, just Piastri. But that is also what you expect in a new car. If you're looking for pure performance freeze, it would be Red Bull, but you would need to buy probably extra engines, CRSs, and gearbox over the course season. In terms of durability, it would be the Mercedes engine. It seems to be back in some form, yeah. Lens. Apparently, I probably used the worst track when I tested it out, so I'm planning on eating, and we'll have to see. Maybe I do a little bit of testing before I head out today, after the stream. But yeah, it is to some degree back, which again is just weird that a bug that has been squashed twice now has returned for a third time. Well, not really a bug, more like a balance issue, but you get the idea. Question here now is, do we go for allowing Behrman to overtake Piastri? Like, I also want to show you this, just to show you just how insane this is. So, this is light, and this is conserve. Avoid high risk curves basically brings your soft tires to conserve levels of usage. So, it's pretty insane just from that. As you can imagine here, we probably are going to get some fun things happening. And the best thing that I could do to show you the fun things happening now is that we've taken care of our tires. There's 3 laps remaining. Everyone else's tires are shot. Like, look at this. They started on full mediums. We started on 4 softs. And we have twice the durability. And now, with just a few laps to go, we can just go ahead and take off this shackle. And I'm going to go for 10 to 9 here, don't worry. It's kind of what we're doing this. We're going to see if we can get Stroll ahead of Piastri as well. It's not just Behrman, it's going to be Stroll as well. But when we take off this shackle now, that we've used to kind of keep the tires alive, we might be seeing something silly in terms of lap times here. At least a little bit. And I'm curious just how different they're going to be. So we're going to allow Stroll to just run as he is for the time being. He's actually already caught up to Piastri. And I want to see just how big of a gap can Behrman now create over the course of one lap. He's going to catch Rick at this rate. We actually need to slow him down. We don't want to catch Rick as well. Or rather, let's just see how many cars we can catch on the last couple of laps. That's one more. That is Stroll getting past his. But yeah, the lap times there are going to be... They're going to get a little bit of a buff. But even then, look at this. These lap times aren't bad. They're pretty 14.5 around there. 14.6, 14.7. So you aren't really losing much. This is full attack. And again, this is with DRS. For Stroll 2, we aren't really doing anything that is a lot quicker. So I don't know how to judge this, but it does definitely seem like avoid high risk curves is going to be a huge thing again.
Probably.
That could potentially, you know, decide races. So I don't know how we want to play this, honestly. But yeah, that is probably going to be it for today. We might mess around a little bit more later.
Now isn't that a really good result for Lance Stroll?
That really was such a strong performance. And they come away from today with a top 10 finish. Amazing.
But yeah, this is also something we did that was kind of funny. We reversed the point system. So we've done a lot of messing around, but I think we might try to say with the point system, it just goes from 20 to 1 in terms of points. And see just how that would affect the teams. We'll still have the extra point for the fastest lap. And I would like to see exactly, again, just how that would mess around with things. But yeah, that is probably going to be it for today. Again, we've just been messing around with a little bit of everything that we could with the save editor. It does give you a ton of freedom. You can kind of have fun with that until they at least patch the game. But yeah, that is going to be, again, just it for this time. We might continue next time. We might go ahead and do something different. Maybe, again, do an equal performance save. See how the AI develops, how staff develops, how drives develop. Maybe make everyone equal. Maximum development, something like that. And just see how things look out next time around. Yeah. Sorry, Sam. Hello. I'm about to end. Apologies. Yeah, the high risk curve seems worse than last year, so I'll have to do a little bit of looking into that. I have a problem. F2 and F3 drivers not switch. A bit unsure what you mean exactly by not switch. Are they not being promoted? See you next stream here. I should be back with more Colapinto propaganda. We need you. You are the honorary, well, the only, as we said, Alpine fan around here. Yeah, we're getting... Honestly, the reverse point system is kind of creating some interesting results. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, sorry, Floof. It's going to be a bit of a running joke. I apologize, though. It's all in good fun, so if you want me to stop, just tell me to stop. I find every F2 and F3 driver now came into F2 and F3. Give it a couple of days, I would think, because if we go into scouting here, we have F1, F3 drivers. We scroll down here, F2. We did empty F2 as well, so give it a little bit of time, and then you'll see if they fill up. But they did fill up for us, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food, enjoy my evening, and I'll probably be back Sunday. I'm a little bit unsure. I'll make an announcement in Discord, try and at least get this scheduled stream up a day before. But yeah, next week is going to unfortunately start being a little bit busier, so I'll have to see how much time I have then. But I'll try and keep at least a little bit of this, maybe edited streams going. I think that could be a fun little side thing to do. Yeah, thank you all very much for showing up. Appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. And yeah, Sam, you can send me a message, and I'll try and help you after I got myself some food, probably. But yeah, you can also post in help on the Discord. There's probably someone who can help you out with that. But it seems like, again, I don't know exactly what the problem is. For me, they just filled up even though we find them all. So some sort of weird bug, probably. But yeah, again, thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.